Welcome to Pro Player Stadium, everyone, for this battle for the top spot in the AFC East. The New England Patriots meet the Miami Dolphins. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. It's strange. A year ago, the Patriots and their fans were looking to Tom Brady as just a fill-in. Now they say, hey, go out and do something for us.
That's right. Last year, Tom Brady was his role, don't lose the game. This year is to go out there and win it. And what sets Tom Brady apart from other quarterbacks? He has a strong arm and extremely accurate. Ricky Williams for the Miami Dolphins. He is the key. He protects their defense. He allows Jay Fiedler to throw the football down the field. The big thing is, can New England stop Ricky Williams?
We'll come back to Pro Player Stadium after this message from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome to South Florida. The Patriots and the Dolphins each lost their first of the season last week. Neither wants to lose two straight. The battle for the top spot in the AFC East is coming right up.
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a glance at teams looking to turn heads this season. Subway, eat fresh. The Lions earned their first win of the season with help from rookie quarterback Joey Harrington, who threw for 267 yards and a touchdown in a victory over the previously unbeaten Saints. The Chiefs.
It is a beautiful October day in South Florida. Temperatures in the upper 80s, probably will reach the lower 90s. Humidity's getting up there too. The forecast is for a mostly cloudy day. The New England Patriots are led by head coach Bill Belichick in his third year, and Patriots, naturally, the defending Super Bowl champions on the other side of the field. Dave Wannstedt. That's an interesting graphic. They have lost back-to-back games, once last year, once the season before. Under Dave Wannstedt, they don't want to do it here today. The Patriots have won the toss. They have elected to receive, and that's Olindo Mare, who will kick it away. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armen Keteyian on hand at Pro Player Stadium in Miami. The 3-1 Patriots, the 3-1 Miami Dolphins. Deep are Patrick Pass and Kevin Falk. A yard into the end zone is Falk. Hit at the 20 and brought down. Tackle made by Sean Wooden, and onto the field comes Tom Brady, who has been barraged by the questions, are you guys throwing too much? I don't think we're going to see much change in the offense today, do you?
Yeah, I think he answered that real quick and very succinctly to us yesterday, and he said, hey, he had some very colorful words for that they're not going to change, that they're going to come out and do whatever it takes to score points in their mind.
From the 21-yard line. Brady to throw. Mark Edwards out of the backfield. Out to the 30 and close to another first down. It'll be just short. Let's take a look at the New England offense. Damien Woody moves from center to right guard, and Gray Rugemer gets the start, snapping the football.
Backs and receivers for the Patriots. Troy Brown is out. Deion Branch taking his spot again. He did last week, and he caught 13 passes.
The man calling the plays on offense is Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator. Double tight end set up now on 2nd and 1. Antoine Smith has first down yardage out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line, and a New England first down. Check the Miami Dolphin defense. Across the front line, Ogunlea, Tim Bowens, Larry Chester, and Jason Taylor. The linebackers, Derek Rogers and Moreland Greenwood on the outside, and three-time Pro Bowler Zach Thomas in the middle.
The secondary, Patrick Surtain, number 23, back after being injured and missing a couple weeks. What a time to come back. There's Jim Bates, defensive coordinator. When you're playing the Patriots, you need all your defensive backs.
Brady to throw. Out to the far side, incomplete, intended for Deion Branch. You know, in talking defensive players on Friday, from Jim Bates, the coordinator, on down, you could tell the difference in attitude with the return of Patrick Surtain to the lineup.
Oh, it just makes everybody confident. Hey, Craig, listen, when you're on a football team and you got a really good player, and that's what Patrick Surtain is, he's a really good player, it makes you feel better. Because when that's strong, it doesn't weaken another part of that defense. And today, Miami has a few new coverages in store for this New England offense, which is something they don't do often, is change.
The pitch for Antoine Smith, trying to change direction a couple of times, only makes it as far as the 35-yard line. Larry Chester and Wale Ogunleye closed on him.
And why I say that, Greg, is that we heard from coaches and the players from New England, what did they say? Hey, when we play Miami, the good thing is they don't do much. They don't change. We know what we're going to get. And, well, it's different. Miami thinks they got a few new wrinkles today to cause Tom Brady to hold the football just a little longer so they can get in there and sack him.
3rd and long. From the shotgun, Brady pump fakes and goes down. Jason Taylor.
Well, Tom Brady usually steps up in the pocket, but he can't. This time, Jason Taylor. There he is. Oh, he gets chipped by J.R. Redmond. Still not enough to keep him off the pass rush. Watch it. He gets chipped. He goes right with it. Beautiful move. Matt Light should have been way inside, and he wasn't.
Wasn't sacked at all a week ago in San Diego. Brady goes down here in the opening moments. Dedrick Ward from the 33 to the 40. And almost to the 45-yard line. Good field position for the Miami Dolphins. When we come back, we're scoreless in the opening moments. Pro Player Stadium. We'll be right back. Well, number 9 for the Miami Dolphins is Jay Fiedler, and when the Dolphins lose a football game, it's like he has a big bullseye on his back. He threw 4 picks last week. Wasn't a real pleasant week for him.
Well, that, Craig, but 3 of those interceptions came late in the game when he's trying to make plays. Sometimes those stats are a little misleading, and I think it was last week.
From the 45, Ricky Williams gets the first call. He gets a couple across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Richard Seymour with the stop, and let's check the offensive line of the Dolphins. Mark Dixon out with an ankle injury, and Marcus Spriggs starts for him at left tackle.
Yeah, the backs and receivers for the Dolphins. As you look across, Williams, Conrad, Chambers, Gadsden, and McMichael, every one of those guys is having a solid year so far.
There's Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator. Dave Wannstedt says of him, he likes to pressure the whole defense. Ricky Williams again. Across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Patriots. And it'll be a 3rd and 4 as we check out the New England defense. Up front, a change here with Anthony Pleasant out with a shoulder injury. Jarvis Green, the rookie, makes his first NFL start. The linebackers, Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi, Roman Pfeiffer.
And look at the secondary. The big problem the last few weeks, the Patriots feel like the secondary has not tackled well, so that was a big point of emphasis this week. And there's Romeo Cornell, defensive coordinator.
Fiedler out of the shotgun on 3rd and 4. Out to the sideline, and that's complete for first down yardage to Dedrick Ward. 14-yard pickup on the play.
Well, what you do to give yourself a little edge on offense when you have good defensive backs, the Dolphins put 3 receivers together and let Dedrick Ward just get just enough room between him and Terrell Buckley to let Jay Fiedler throw the pass for the first down.
Dedrick Ward's numbers on the season. First down, Miami. That's McMichael, the rookie tight end, in motion, and the give is to Ricky Williams. Williams to the 33-yard line. And that's Williams' 3rd carry of the day against a defense that has been under the gun as far as the rushing defense is concerned. They allowed LaDainian Tomlinson 217 yards last week. Priest Holmes, 180 yards. That's 397 yards rushing in 2 weeks.
That would be a lot, Mr. Gumbo. And the Patriots went back. It's missing some tackles, but what they did, they simplified some of their run defenses so they will not have breakdowns. And two, they think they're better against a Ricky Williams type of running back, somebody that's not so shifty and making them miss those tackles.
Quick pass batted up in the air, incomplete. That was Steve Martin, who was applauding, got a hand on it. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And really already, Greg, right away, the first couple runs by the Miami Dolphins, I can see the difference in the Patriots defense. And we talked to Otis Smith yesterday, and Otis Smith says, look, the strength of our defense is 3rd down. That's when we make it happen. But we're doing such a poor job on 1st and 2nd, we can't even get to our strength.
3rd and 7 is what Fiedler's looking at here. He needs the 25-yard line for a 1st down. Ricky Williams up the middle. Or, sorry, make that Robert Edwards in on 3rd down, the former New England Patriot. And that won't get a 1st down, and onto the field will come Olindo Mare in the field goal unit.
Boy, is that I don't know if that play was adjusted or what, but Robert Edwards comes in. That time, New England's playing nothing but pass. They got 8 defensive backs, only 3 linemen. They caught him by surprise, but New England still tackled Robert Edwards short of the 1st down.
Mare will try this one from 45 yards out. On the way, line drive, and it is off to the right. So our aerial views today, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. It was 1960 when the Goodyear Blimp first provided live aerial coverage at the Orange Bowl. That was right here on CBS. From the 35-yard line, the pitch to Antoine Smith, trying the right side across the line of scrimmage for about 2.5 to 3 yard pickup. And let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. You mentioned the weather before the game. There's some on the Patriots sidelines that believe the Dolphins aren't above adding to the elements when it comes to the heat and humidity. One of the Patriot players telling me before the game that their locker room is unusually cold, like a meat locker, he said, to emphasize and to increase the effect it has coming out on the field. To counteract it, the Patriots have put garbage bags over the air conditioning units to warm up their locker room, and they hope keep from fading. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thanks. Antoine Smith straight ahead across the 40 to about the 42. Around about the 2nd quarter, Armin's going to be looking for that air conditioning.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for some suntan oil. Armin's getting tan down there. That's interesting. We asked Bill Belichick because so much is made of the heat issue when you come down here. And he just had some interesting things. He goes, it's hot for them. When I was with the Jets, it was hot down here. We still won. So it's just part of the game, part of the gamesmanship, just trying to make the other team get something in their head and make them think about it instead of just playing the football game.
3rd and 3. 5 wide receivers for Brady. Quick pass. That's complete for a 1st down to Deion Branch. Deion Branch caught 13 balls a week ago in the loss to San Diego for 128 yards.
Well, what we talked about, Greg, that the Dolphins got some new coverages, and this is one. Look to the outside. They're doubling Deion Branch, and that time Brock Marion just a little too late getting there. When I watched them at practice, they were excellent at stopping those short passes. New England loves them on 3rd and 3, 4, and 5, but when you're in a game, you hesitate just a little those first couple times. Blitz.
Oh, movement on the left side of the line. Number 72, Matt Light, jumped back. Terry McCauley is our referee today.
Start. Offense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It'll be 1st and 15.
Now, not to complicate this, but as soon as New England did not have anybody in the backfield, Miami immediately went to a blitz. 2 linebackers would have come from Tom Brady's left, and they would have had a free shot at getting there, too. So Miami, which we saw them do against the Jets, taking a few more chances on defense.
2 tight ends now on 1st and 15. The fake to Smith. The throw is complete, and that's to Deion Branch, and Branch is inside the 35-yard line of the Miami Dolphins.
Now you hear, Greg, I'm not going to preach, but when you think it's not about throwing the football in the NFL, that's because you don't have a guy that can throw it. And Tom Brady drops back. Zach Thomas said this to us Watch this. Deion Branch, he's not wide open. 2 defenders, inside, outside, and he just sticks it in there. And it's what Zach Thomas said. You can cover him, but he'll still stick it in there because he's got a strong arm and he's extremely accurate.
Antoine Smith spins, trying to get outside, turns the corner, and will be down at about the 32-yard line. And now a late flag.
You see it come that late, makes me think an offensive lineman gets in there and gets one of those little extra hits.
Personal foul against the Patriots.
And I didn't see it, but it's just a growing trend. In fact, when we have a seminar with the officials in the National Football League before the season, they talked about it because last year it got out of hand.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. After the play, offense, number 77.
It's Mike Compton, the left guard.
Downtown, 2nd down.
And a lot of times, oh, there's Big Mike, 77. Oh, yeah, he just barely goes in there and butts his heads. Wow. I thought maybe he really wiped somebody out because that's what, you know, offensive linemen are definitely more aggressive now than they have been in the past. They're hustling down the field, making blocks, and sometimes
committing penalties.
It's just, it's just too inviting to hit after the whistle when nobody's ready.
2nd and 23. This is Edwards. Well, the helmet goes flying, and it's Mark Edwards' helmet. Makes it to the 46, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 21.
Yeah, and to go back to that penalty, Greg, it's a drive killer, too. It just stops you. Probably the number one thing, or one of the biggest things, when an offense acquires a penalty in a drive, probably the percentages of having that to be in a scoring drive are way, way under 10%.
Let's see what Bill Belichick and Charlie Weiss have in store for 3rd and 21. Brady lost the football. Covered by the Dolphins. Wale Ogunleye covers the football. Last week, after the loss to Kansas City, Jason Taylor said, I can't blame anyone but myself first because I didn't play well. This is the second big play Taylor's come up with today. Prime field position for the Miami Dolphins. 5:21 to play in the first. Jason Taylor says, I go back to the drawing board every year because nothing that matters from the year before.
Well, Jason Taylor from the outside. The key, don't let Tom Brady step up. They don't let him step up. That gives Jason Taylor about a half of a second extra time to get around the outside. And so far, it's 2 sacks and 1 fumble.
From the 39-yard line. Penalty markers fly. Ricky Williams, left side. Tries to turn the corner and out of bounds. Willie McGinnis looks like he jumped offside for New England.
And maybe a block in the back by the Dolphins offense. Well, maybe not.
Offside, defense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So it'll be a 1st and 5 with the line of scrimmage now the 34-yard line.
Well, there's no question you sit at home, and especially if you're a Patriots fan, you watch this defense, and I know it's still early in the game, but they're not moving around near as much on 1st and 2nd down, and that's because, look, they know their number 1 goal today and only thought is to stop Ricky Williams.
And we have a whistle at the snap of the ball. And looks to be a false start against the Dolphins.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That's the new left tackle today, Marcus Spriggs, playing for the injured Mark Dixon. So the Dolphins are given 5 yards, and they give them right back.
And Dave Wannstedt was not that concerned. He said Marcus Spriggs is going to step in there, and he says, you'll see, he's going to do really well. I'm excited about him playing, and I know it was genuine too. He thinks he's got enough talent to come in and not have any drop-off from Mark Dixon.
Play fake. Fiedler with time. Throws wide open, and he missed. Chris Chambers coming across the field.
The big difference that I've seen this year, I think this Miami Dolphins offense, let's watch Chris Chambers coming across the field. Ty Law is on the outside. Boy, that is tough duty. Look how long he had to cover him across the field and deep. But now watch this Dolphins offense. No question, it's down the field throwing much more, and the guys get open. Now that is more than open in the National Football League. That was wide open, so Jay Fiedler's got to hit that.
Neither passing game clicking exceptionally well so far today. Fiedler again with time, and this time hits Chambers inside the 35-yard line.
Now, you know, we got to say this too, and Jay Fiedler, if you look at his right hand, his right pointer finger, look at the tape job he has on that. And it's taped so it can't straighten out, because underneath the ligament, there's some bone, there's a lot of stuff going on.
It was ugly when he was describing it.
Oh, he goes, look, I said, let me look at it. And it was extremely swollen. I said, does it bother you? And I'll give him credit. He says, no, it has no effect on how I play. It didn't hurt me last week throwing the football, and that's Jay Fiedler. The guy never makes an excuse and never even gives you the body language like he's trying to make an excuse.
3rd and 4. That pass, complete for Rondé Gadsden inside the 25 to the 22 and a first down. What hands on a Rondé Gadsden? 11 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Greg, good hands, but more importantly, he's just a big body. He does not get open against Otis Smith. He's covered, but I don't know if it's a big deal when you throw to a Rondé Gadsden. He's almost always kind of covered. He can't get wide open, but look at that grip by Jay Fiedler. There is no way that cannot affect a quarterback throwing the football.
First down, Miami at the New England 23. Ricky Williams running room up the middle, close to the 15-yard line. Teddy Bruschi with this tackle after an 8-yard pickup.
You know, and go back to that 3rd down play. That's New England's strength. Otis Smith had a Rondé Gadsden covered, but that's why in the National Football League, every team, you've got to have a big receiver so he can just go down there, use his body, and pick up those first downs.
Dave Wannstedt thought his team's problem in the loss to Kansas City last week was their attitude. He said we were playing to play, but we didn't play to win. 2nd and 2. Mark Edwards. Or make it Robert Conrad. I'm sorry, Rob Conrad.
Easy. Well, you know, Craig, I thought the offense last week, especially early for the Miami Dolphins, played very well. And if the defense could have ever just slowed Kansas City down, that game could have taken on a whole different look. But Kansas City offense was just terrific. And I guess it's not an accident either. They've been terrific every single week so far this year.
So an extra tight end into the lineup now. Pretty balanced approach on offense from Miami so far. Williams and Conrad in the backfield. McMichael and joined by Jed Weaver at tight end on 3rd and 1. Run, Ricky, run up the middle. First down to the 10.
Oh, that was some good blocking up front that time by the Miami Dolphins. Jamie Nails and Marcus Spriggs, Tim Ruddy, the center, they just get good movement. Oh, good block by Jamie Nails along with Marcus Spriggs. They take out Richard Seymour, who by far is the best run stopper for the New England Patriots.
1st and goal, Miami. Williams. To about the 8.
Now, you know, that's the other thing too, Greg. And I've done this, and Jimmy Johnson was here for years. He tried to get the running game going. It just never did. But this year, and I said this the last time I did a Dolphins game, it's the first time that I've ever can say that the offensive line is aggressive for the Miami Dolphins. And they like to go out there now and get a little dirty and hit some people.
On 10 red zone opportunities against the Patriots, the opponents have scored 8 touchdowns this season.
Of course, it helps when you got Ricky Williams carrying the football, too.
Fiedler to throw. All kinds of time and throws it away. It'll be 3rd and goal. That had to be one of those situations where you always hear about that clock that a quarterback has in his head and it's ticking away, and Jay Fiedler had no way of knowing. He still had more time even after he let that one go.
Yeah, but something tells you, don't, because you just can't see everywhere when you're a quarterback. And it's, I don't know about that clock, but I know about being afraid and survival and all those other things. And it's just what it is. You practice so many times throwing in a certain rhythm that you know that you just got to get rid of the football.
Robert Edwards in motion to the near side on 3rd and goal. 9th play of this drive. Fiedler pulls it down on the run to the 5. Touchdown! Jay Fiedler's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season puts the Dolphins on top.
Well, that clock, Greg, it finally went off in Jay Fiedler's head because there is nobody open down the field. New England's defensive line is all to the left side. That allows Jay Fiedler to run in for the score. Anytime you play a quarterback that moves, you must stay in your rush lanes. The Patriots did not.
Olindo-Mari's kick is blocked. To Bucky Jones. Knocked it down. There will not be an extra point on this one. 8 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Miami in the lead by a score of 6-0. Eight seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Jay Fiedler, 8-yard touchdown run. The extra point is blocked, and it's 6-0 Dolphins. This will be Kevin Falk from 1 yard deep in the end zone. 20. Out to about the 23-yard line. A 24-yard return, and Trent Gamble on the stop. We'll take another break and come back to Pro Player Stadium right after this. This is the final play of the 1st half. First quarter, rather. I mean the rushing kill. Here's the reverse. David Patton, right side. Trying to turn the corner. He won't get there. Arturo Freeman, number 27, tracked him down. Well, that is the end of the 1st quarter. Our score, Miami 6, the Patriots nothing. We'll come back after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
What the Patriots defense does, it doubles the 2 inside receivers. Jay Fiedler goes back, nobody's open, but when he starts to scramble, look at all the defensive linemen going to the left. He scrambles, and as he gets to about this point, watch the Patriot defenders knock each other down. Greg, it was almost the identical thing we saw last week against the Chargers. To Bucky Jones, jumps right over the top. That would have been interesting to see if he jumped on used one of his teammates to propel him over the top, which is illegal.
New England Patriots, 400 yards of total offense in 3 straight games, only 30 yards in the 1st quarter. That's incomplete over the middle. Intended for Donald Hayes. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Now, you know what's different today for the Patriots? It's not going to be as easy. You can already tell throwing the football down the field. The Dolphins have a couple players, Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain. Then they can bring in Jamar Fletcher, last year's 1st-round draft pick. They can run around this field and cover wide receivers. So they can take away your 1st receiver, your 2nd one. And when that happens, Jason Taylor gets sacked.
3rd and 11 is what Brady and the Patriots are looking at right now.
They have been double covering Deion Branch on 3rd down.
Barely got the snap away in time. Brady with time throws. It is intercepted.
Sam Madison. When you throw to Sam Madison's side, you've got to make sure he leaves his receiver and comes off and causes the interception. He's up top. They're throwing to Deion Branch. Watch. He leaves, comes in. Oh, I tell you. Sam Madison, I've seen him do it so many times. Patrick Surtain gets the interception. Ball gets away from Tom Brady just a little. but he knows, he feels, he knows, just like a quarterback, when that ball is supposed to be thrown. So he knows when to turn, and he turned at the exact right time. Helps Patrick Surtain out and gets the interception.
Surtain's second pick of the season. The Patriots, 2 turnovers in 4 offensive plays, and more great field position for the Miami Dolphins. Ricky Williams. Now, the Miami Dolphins, they've seen all the press. They know how much yardage the Kansas City Chiefs chalked up against that New England defense, and they know what LaDainian Tomlinson did a week ago, and you've got to figure they're going to give Ricky Williams his shot at getting his share.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, that's no matter who they were playing, they're going to give Ricky Williams his chance to get all those carries. But we just saw a fake reverse by the Dolphins. That play has destroyed the Patriots defense the last couple of weeks.
Williams on 2nd and 5 inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Never a good sign for a defense when straight ahead runs come through like that. And look at Ricky Williams moving that football a little. When you're running between tackle to tackle, don't move the football around a lot. Let's watch this. Watch the offensive lineman move them down the field. Again, straight ahead runs. When you can move a defensive lineman back, that is a really good sign for your team.
Miami red zone success. On first down, it's Williams, and Williams lost the football. Blown dead. Bobby Hamilton with the stop. It'll be 2nd and 10. New England's red zone defense tied for 30th in the NFL.
Wow, that says a lot. Last year, their statistics on offense and defense were not great, but what they did, they were very good in scoring defense and in scoring offense. So far this year, that's not the case.
Fiedler to throw. Popped up into the air and incomplete. Richard Seymour, the second-year defensive lineman out of Georgia, got a hand on that one.
That's what they better do, because they are getting no pressure on the passer. Jay Fiedler all day to throw it. And if you're a defensive lineman, if you feel like you can't get there, stop, raise your hands, watch the quarterback, and try to knock it down. I would think that would be pretty hard. You know, that's like saying, I give up. Let me go to something else.
Oh, first thing I think of, you put your hands in the air, somebody's going to hit you in the stomach.
Well, that's right. They will do that.
Fiedler throws for the end zone. It is incomplete, intended for Chris Chambers. And Olindo Mare will come onto the field to attempt the field goal that a couple of weeks ago would have been off dirt. But now that the baseball season is over, that part of the field has been sodded over.
Saw his shoes. Yeah, you were telling me about his shoes.
Olindo Mare wears a football cleat on his left foot, soccer cleat on his right foot.
And it's small, too. He likes the pain.
36 yards out. This one looks a lot better than the first one. Penalty markers fly. Check and see what this is all about. Well, whatever it is, the Dolphins like it.
I didn't see.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, leverage, defense, number 54. After distance to goal, automatic first down.
Well, Greg, it's what I said when they blocked the extra point. You cannot use one of your teammates to help propel you up in the air to block a kick. So Teddy Bruschi must have stepped on somebody and jumped up in the air.
Let's check out number 54, Teddy Bruschi. Teddy looked like Batman.
Yeah, he definitely stood on somebody. I don't know if he was trying to jump over by standing on it, but he but he stood up there and raised his arm.
So instead of the field goal, it's 1st and goal for New England. Ricky Williams cuts it back inside for a couple of yards to about the 7. Roman Piper, number 95, made the stop. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, there's no question that you can tell the Patriots are spacing the field a lot better than they have the last couple of weeks, not creating such big running lanes. I think one of the big problems now, can they physically just hold up as the Miami Dolphins just keep running straight at them?
I'll tell you one thing, the Dolphins look very comfortable running off that left side behind Marcus Spriggs and Jamie Nails.
Yeah, there's a little meat over there right now. They can lean on you pretty good.
2nd and goal, pass toward the corner of the end zone. It is incomplete. Oronde Gadsden working on Ty Law over there.
Boy, you're telling me that's just not, just throw it up. Don't even worry. Because the worst that's going to happen is what we just saw, Ty Law limping off. But watch Oronde Gadsden. He's covered, and he jumps over Ty Law and almost catches this ball. One hand, hits it to himself. Boy, Ty Law just nicked it, and watch it come off the face mask of Oronde Gadsden at the last. Just there was enough. Otherwise, I think he's going to catch it.
Robert Edwards on the field for 3rd and goal. Fiedler, end zone, touchdown! Jay Fiedler looked like he wanted to go to his back out of the backfield, changed his mind, and looked to the end zone and found Chambers.
Well, let me tell you something. Tremendous pass coverage by the Patriots. Watch. They've got everybody covered. And then finally, Jay Fiedler, nobody even close to him in the pass rush, allows Chris Chambers to come around along the back of the end zone open.
Murray's kick, and this time it's good. 11:38 to play in the first half. The touchdown pass to Chambers has Miami up 13-0. Along with Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, Greg Gumbel back at Pro Player Stadium, Patrick Pass, Kevin Falk deep. And from the 5, this is Falk to the 20, to the 25, and out to about the 28-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, let's look at it. Two things. First, look at the look at the good pass protection by the Dolphins, and then watch Chris Chambers come across the field. Look at all the other receivers. Everybody is really covered, and Chris Chambers, to his credit, he keeps working across the back of the end zone, and Jay Fiedler throws the perfect pass for the touchdown.
Chris Chambers scores his first touchdown since the first half of week 1. And something that you made note of, Bill, that the Patriots just aren't getting any pressure on Jay Fiedler.
Boy, Jay Fiedler's going to say, wow, why haven't I had this all year?
Antoine Smith, nowhere to go. Rob Burnett and Derek Rogers close in on the New England running back.
Now, look what they've done so far, the Patriots, and, you know, it's the old thing. You get beat up once or 1 week in this league, the next week you come back and you are mad, and you want to rectify that. And Dave Wannstedt, what did he tell us? He says, they go out to play Kansas City. He says, I wanted to create a crisis for my team, but they worked so hard, I never had a chance to really yell at them during the week. Well, this week he didn't have to create a crisis. The Kansas City game's still in their mind.
This is Antoine Smith, and Smith popped out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. 10:45 to play in the first half. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York. Jim.
All right, Greg, and the hapless Bengals are already down 14. Peyton Manning ran for a touchdown and now throws one to Marcus Pollard. 14-0, second quarter. Let's go back to Greg and Phil.
Well, Jim's gonna run out of adjectives how to describe the Bengals. I heard him today, and just call them Boomer's old team. Boomer started them going downhill. I don't know. Blame him. Blame him for everything else.
New England, 1 out of 4 on third down so far today. Brady under pressure and goes down.
Without a question, the defense has changed. They played some zone. It's making Tom Brady hold the football a little longer, and the Dolphins thought the one place that the Patriots were weak, offensive line, and that's where they're beating them today. The receivers not getting open as fast. Tom Brady holds it. Defensive line winning the battle.
Did you use the word zone?
Did I say zone?
Did you say zone?
I did say zone about this Dolphins defense.
Bill Belichick told us yesterday, Miami plays 2 coverages, man and man.
That's right.
Dedrick Ward drifting back to the 24. Avoids the first tackler. Right up the middle. 40, 45, midfield. Albert Johnson lost for the season. Dedrick Ward stepping in to return punt. 55-yard kick and a 26-yard return as we take a break. We'll come back after this. Well, the question of the moment, are you winning your fantasy matchup? Get real-time scores and stats for your fantasy team at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. 9:37 to play in the first half. Miami with the ball and a 13-0 lead in prime field position. They're at the 50-yard line. Straight ahead. Ricky Williams for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ricky Williams comes in, the number 2 rusher in the NFL, number 1 in total yards. And he and the Dolphins have benefited from some good field position to get their drives underway.
Well, you know, so many times you go, well, they get in good field position. You know why? Because they deserve it. Because they're winning the battle physically. Their defense is just whipping New England so far. So Miami's offense is getting the benefit of that.
Play fake. Fiedler throws it out here to Conrad. And Conrad is halted at the 47-yard line. And with that, we take another break and check in once again in New York. Jim Nantz.
All right, Greg, Buffalo's come back here to tie up the Raiders after a Gannon touchdown to Porter. Bledsoe returns the favor to Peerless Price. 7-7 second quarter, back to Greg and Phil.
All right, Jim. Phil Simms admitted to me that he likes those Buffalo blue uniforms.
Yes, it took me a while. At first I went, they're ugly. But then I started looking at them, and maybe it's because they're playing so well in those blues that make them look good.
3rd and 7. Fiedler going to unload deep and overthrow everybody. And Fiedler was decked under the rush, led by Steve Martin.
Well, if you were home and watching, you could see that New England defense, 3rd down, it was moving around. It changed up, and it changed up because they are not getting close to Jay Fiedler. That time, at least they hit him and knocked him to the ground. So when you don't pressure the quarterback, you can't get there at all. You're going to lose the game. So New England had to change its defense to start pressuring Jay Fiedler.
Mark Royals to kick. High snap. Barely gets it away. Bouncing inside the 30th. Going to take a Miami roll inside the 15. Mark Royals got his 1,000th career punt away against Kansas City last week. And marker down on the field. This is on the outside. It's going to be against Miami.
Well, of course, they'll make them punt it again for a couple reasons. To get better field position, and they almost blocked that punt. Gerard Cherry just missed it. Looked like he was going to get it.
Did you ever kick?
Yes, I actually punted in college.
Illegal formation, offense, 6 men on the line of scrimmage, 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Check out Gerard Cherry. There's the high snap.
Nice catch. Wow, I don't see how he missed it almost. Mark Royals, it's a good thing he's about 6'5".
Olindo Mare would have never gotten that one.
Patriots being very aggressive with their special teams, trying to block kicks, now trying to block the punt. Here they come again. Nobody back. Oh, now he's going to go back.
Now Kevin Falk drifts back, and Royals gets it away. Fair catch called for, and nobody around it. made the catch at the 20-yard line. In the exchange, the Patriots gained about 7 or 8 yards in field position. We'll be back. Well, it's kind of afternoon Tom Brady has had so far. And on 3rd down, New England is just 1 of 5. They've been sacked 3 times and turned the ball over twice. Antoine Smith straight ahead and stood up just as he crossed the 20-yard line by Moreland Greenwood. Let's go down to Armin.
Greg, you know, a couple of minutes ago, you and Phil were talking about Bill Belichick's displeasure with his defense, and he took it out on him in a couple of interesting ways this week. 1, in a brutally honest and incredibly long film session with him, and 2, he met with the defensive backs twice, talking about getting back to position and back to tackling, and even though they're down by 13, I can tell you they are tackling a lot better. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. 2nd and 8. Antoine Smith going nowhere. Lost yardage on the play. It'll be 3rd and 11. You know, I thought Bill Belichick, we were talking with him yesterday about mental toughness, and he put it as well as I've ever heard it stated. He said mental toughness is eliminating the distractions that prevent you from getting to your goal. It's that simple.
Yeah, that, and the other one was pain. Don't let that be, you know, don't let that get in the way of achieving your goals. And pain, he means if you're hurt just a little, or he was talking about the heat down here in Miami.
Another 3rd down and long yardage. And on the draw play, J.R. Redmond goes nowhere. Wale Ogunleye.
Boy, this is just, you can't even pick out one defensive lineman who's dominating. Oh, Ogunleye comes around on the game and makes the tackle. Everybody up front for the Dolphins is winning the physical war, and the Patriots now trying to settle down, run the football. That didn't work. Now what do you do?
Ken Walter at his goal line will kick it away to Dedrick Ward, who had a 26-yard return the last time he had his hands on the ball. High kick. Fair catch called for and made by Dedrick Ward at the 38-yard line. 5:42 to play in the first half. Miami in control at 13-0.
L on CBS is sponsored by Gateway, a better way. And by Subway, fresh-made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
Beautiful aerial shot of Pro Player Stadium, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, based in Pompano Beach, Florida. At the controls is Dan Thomas from Endeavor, Wisconsin.
Well, Greg, you look at the New England Patriots in those blue jerseys, and you said to me on Friday as we were watching the Miami Dolphins practice, I had a blue shirt on, he goes, hey, what'd you say? How you feeling? I said, it was hot.
It was all wet, too. These are on 1st down. Going to give it to Ricky Williams. And Williams, right side of the line this time, out to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And, you know, too, just because it is warm, and even though you say don't let it beat you to your mind and all those things, that's great, and that can't help. But the Patriots are moving their defensive linemen in and out. This time I see Ted Johnson in a middle linebacker instead of Teddy Bruschi. So they're trying to keep some players fresh.
Miami starting from the 39 on this drive. That's their worst starting position so far today. Fiedler, this side, wide open, complete to Randy McMichael, and that appears to be enough for a 1st down. It is.
Well, Jay Fiedler looks way down the field. His receiver, Chris Chambers, is covered, does the smart thing, throws it to Randy McMichael. Willie McGinnis, sometimes a defensive lineman, sometimes a linebacker. Pretty tough for him to play out in space and cover somebody like Randy McMichael.
Tells you what he's added to the offensive attack from the tight end position this year. Williams on 1st down. Choosing his hole as he dances up to the line, and he's across midfield to the 46.
Well, when we were here 2 weeks ago, this running game looked almost exactly like this against the New York Jets. And it's, you know, you hear it all the time. You wear people down, but it's the truth. Already, Ricky Williams with 13 rushes. In that game, every quarter, he got better. And finally, in the fourth quarter, he destroyed the New York Jets.
You run the football, and pretty soon that defense begins to wear down a bit. New England with just 7 rushing yards to Miami's 61 today. Fiedler throws far side. That's complete to Chambers. And Chambers has enough for another Dolphin first down. Mike Vrabel and Ty Law over there. Ricky Williams, we talked about him running that football.
Well, it's just a good illustration. Look at the attempts, how his average gets better. Now that talks about him. Of course, when they get up to these carries, already it tells you they're winning the physical war. And the defense, when you win the physical war, they stay on the field longer, they get tired, and that's why those numbers get bigger as you carry the football more.
Fiedler out here. Conrad breaks a tackle inside the 30 to the 25 and out of bounds.
Well, they're mixing it up nicely now. And Greg, you said it when we started the game. They spread it around. They do a lot of things. Robert Conrad, all you got to do is see Robert Conrad in person. You go, this is some good-looking athlete. Good hands, catches the football. Sneaky fast, I would say. Gets out in the open field. He can outrun some people for some big games.
And couldn't ask, his style of play couldn't be better suited than to Norv Turner's system.
Oh, absolutely. Moose Johnson in Dallas, he is perfect for what they're trying to do here.
Ricky Williams. Decked at the line of scrimmage by Willie McGinnis. Clock continues to move. We come up on 2.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Wow. This is some dominating performance. I said, wow, because I looked up and I said, you're kidding. There's 2 minutes to go in the first half, and the Patriots haven't done anything.
Phil, this is an offense, the New England offense, that averages over 32 points a game. They didn't score at all in the second half last week, and they haven't scored in the first half here today. And Miami is just going to let the clock wind down to the 2-minute warning. It has been a Dolphin day. 2 minutes to play in the first half. 13-0 Miami. The pressure a quarterback on a losing team faces, whether it's because of poor play, injuries, or lack of inspiration. All quarterbacks know they sit on the hot seat. Read about it at NFL.com or America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com.
You know, and to go on to that quarterback thing, Greg, sometimes when you change a quarterback, it lets a lot of other players in the team think, well, it's not me, it must be the quarterback. And it's just, you know, they're camouflaging the problem. Bad players, some bad coaching, but isn't always the quarterback.
Ricky Williams looking for running room on 2nd and 11, and there's not much of it there as he makes it to the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, so far, New England prides itself in its third down.
Everybody with their timeouts remaining. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about what you just said, and I listen to you on occasion.
Thank you.
When you talk about a team changing quarterbacks, of course a player would go, well, yeah, it's his fault. It's not mine.
Oh, listen, Greg, none of us ever like to point the finger at ourselves. So, and it's always somebody else. And you know, the quarterback competition, the controversy, it truly divides teams. And this week, even a lot of the quarterbacks in Cincinnati all said that. Hey, all of us have our little group of players in the locker room who think we should be playing. And the issues are a lot bigger than that usually on all these teams that switch.
Murray kicks it away. This is Deion Branch, a couple of yards deep in the end zone. 15, 20. Trying to turn the corner, penalty marker flag. 3 of them flag. This one will be against New England. This will be pulled back.
Well, New England, they got 1 minute and 3 to go. They got 3 timeouts. So they're hoping to get some field position to try to score, get some life in their football team before halftime, but no.
During return, holding, receiving team, number 82, 10-yard penalty, first down.
He's saying number 82, but it was number 87, David Givens. Coming up next, the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Dan, Deion, Boomer, scores and highlights. Comes your way from New York on the Nextel halftime report. Boy, a slow start for the New England Patriots is not unusual at all. They have scored 43 points in the first half of their games this year, 83 in the second half. They have managed 17 total yards today. J.R. Redmond. Just shy of the 15-yard line. Brock Marion with the stop, and the clock continues to move. 50 seconds to play.
Well, they're running the football, just hoping to break one of those 10 or 15-yard runs, then maybe go into a 2-minute offense. But it's been so rough here in the first half that Bill Belichick's just going, man, let's be glad we're only down, 16-0.
And there's no question in our minds this football game is being won by the Miami Dolphins at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Greg, we talk about all these things always in football, but it still comes down to whose big guys beat up the other team's big guys so their little guys can have a fun day. That's what it comes down to.
Brady gives to Redmond. Redmond straight ahead, and that appears to be the end of the first half, the final play. And it has been all Miami Dolphins as the clock winds down, much to the delight of the fans here at Pro Player Stadium.
That was as good a first half as I've ever seen the Miami Dolphins play.
Let's go down to Armin.
Dave, you said you want to slow down and confuse Tom Brady and the Patriots. So far, so good.
Well, the best thing that's happened is our defensive line has showed up today to rush the passer. And it's a combination of coverage and everything, but we're playing hard as a team. We got a long second half ahead of us. We know this. We're playing the Super Bowl champs.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Greg.
And Jason Taylor has led that charge. That is the end of the first half with our score. The Miami Dolphins 16, New England nothing. Jim Nantz and company along with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.